What's up, everybody? My name is Marcus Burke for Nose Pro Wrestling, and these are my UFC Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier predictions. Before I start with these predictions, I just want to point out that I did one of these last week for Calvin Kattar and Max Holloway, and I went 1-4. That's right. I had Calvin Kattar and Max Holloway beat him up. I had Ponzinibbio and he got knocked out. I had Joaquin Buckley and he got knocked out. What the hell do I know? So if you're going to bet on the fights, you might want to just do the opposite of what I pick. All right, let's get with the predictions. Right off the bat, we're going for the main event, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. I am excited. It's been a full year since we've seen a Conor McGregor fight. Last time we seen him, it took 60 seconds or 47 seconds to beat Cowboy Cerrone. So let's hope that doesn't happen again, even though Conor McGregor is predicting a 60-second knockout. Whoa. Let's roll back a little bit. I remember the first fight between these two. It did last 97 seconds or something ridiculous like that. And I remember at the time, I was not a big Conor McGregor fan. I thought Dustin Poirier was going to win. So both of these guys have very different styles. Conor McGregor only has he does have a reach advantage, but it's only 2 inches. It's nothing crazy, but the way he strikes just makes it seem like way more. He's more sideways. You'll see when they both kind of start like face to face, when they start fighting, he'll probably start with a spinning kick, just a heads up. But then his punches, even though his reach is only 2 inches longer than Dustin Poirier, just the way he stands and the way he reaches with his left, they're both southpaw, by the way, so that'll be interesting. Southpaws, they're both left-handed. So that'll be interesting in itself. But you'll see when he throws his left, his reach, it's almost like his shoulder comes out of place. It's just like his reach, it's just very different strikers. You'll see Dustin Poirier, more of a classic boxing kind of bob and weave, and he gets hit. Unfortunately for Dustin Poirier, he gets hit a lot. So I don't think, unfortunately, once again for Dustin Poirier, I don't think much will be different than the first fight. Conor McGregor is saying he's going to knock him out in under 60 seconds. I'm not sure about that, but I do think we'll learn a lot about the fight in the first 60 seconds, the first 2 minutes. If it passes the first round, I'm very intrigued. We know that Conor McGregor has some cardio issues. He hates it when people say that, but we've seen it in the Floyd Mayweather fight. We've seen it in the Nick Diaz fight. We've seen it in the Khabib fight. So it's there. If Dustin Poirier can get out of the first minute, or the first round really, then it'll be a fight. And then it'll be a fight, hopefully, like the Nick Diaz versus Conor McGregor. But we're here to predict stuff, not the ifs and or buts. So I'm going to say Conor McGregor by knockout in the first round. In the co-main event, we have Dan Hooker facing Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is making his debut in the UFC. He's a former 2-time Bellator champion. He's no joke. But my pick will be Dan Hooker. Let me tell you why. Dan Hooker is very lengthy. His reach is way more than Michael Chandler's. I'm not sure by how many inches, but he's definitely just longer and leaner and taller. And Dan Hooker's been fighting smaller kind of wrestlers for a long time, and his takedown defense is very, very, very good. I just watched his last fight with Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier did take him down, but I mean, that was a grueling fight, and I don't think Michael Chandler, as good, really good as he is, I don't think he'll make it that far. I'm going to predict, and this is why I'm predicting, Dan Hooker, his knees come up really quickly. And Michael Chandler, his nickname is Iron Michael Chandler because his idol is Iron Mike Tyson. And he fights like Iron Mike Tyson. When he throws punches, it's very much head down, looping punches. He can throw some jabs and some straight punches as well, but he'll revert back to his old style of after he gets tagged a couple times. You'll see it'll probably last till the second or third round. But once he gets tagged a couple times with the jabs and the hooks of Hooker, he'll start ducking his head down a little bit. And after he misses a couple takedowns, Hooker's going to come up with a knee straight right down the middle. Not a flying knee, just a straight knee. He'll catch Michael Chandler, and I think that'll be the beginning of the end for Michael Chandler. If it connects cleanly, expect a TKO or KO victory for Dan Hooker. Also on the card is JoJo Calderwood, Bad Mofo, versus Jessica Ai. This is a personal pick for mine. I'm a big fan of Calderwood. I remember seeing her on The Ultimate Fighter years prior. Both these women are in their mid-30s, which is not old for humans, but in the fighting game, it's not young. Backstory on Calderwood. Unfortunately, she was supposed to have a title fight in her last fight against Valentina Shevchenko, but Shevchenko got hurt, so Calderwood took another fight because these fighters have to fight and make money. So she did not wait for the champion. She fought Jennifer Maia, and she lost that fight. Now, these two fighters are very similar. I don't expect any takedowns. Well, I mean, Calderwood might try to take Jessica Ai down, and that might work, but I think most of this fight is going to take place on its feet. I do not predict a finish. I think it's going to be I hate to say boring fight, because these women are tough, and men and women, if you step in that cage, you have my respect. And so I just don't predict a super exciting fight. But I do think that Joanne Calderwood will win it by decision, 29-28. And starting us off on the main card is Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Ribas. Now, if you're not a huge UFC fan, you might not know who Amanda Ribas is. Just a heads up, the UFC is strapping a rocket to her back. And there's a good reason why. She's charismatic, she's a good fighter, she's very beautiful. She's a little rocket. I think she's like 5'2" or 5'3", 115 pounds. These two girls are very good, but this is a very winnable fight for Amanda Ribas. Marina Rodriguez is not great for takedown defense, and once Amanda Ribas takes her down, I'm not going to say she's going to finish her, but I do believe that Amanda Ribas is going to win this fight. I'm going to say 30-27, even 30-26 on the judges' scorecard. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, ring that bell, whatever you do, whatever it is. And remember, if you're betting tonight, whatever my picks are, just do the opposite.